Honestly, saw I hit the last word out. I'm like, okay, I got time. Last word's doo-doo. Yep, see what I'm saying about chat? That's how bad the last word is.
Alright, he escaped. How dare?
Yeah, dude, it really has. Like,
right there, I just strict his shot. He shot me.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill me.
God.
What's up, Bardian? Cerridius here, and in this video, I want to chat a little bit about the last word in its current state. Now, last word has kind of gone like on a full circle throughout the years, you know, being kind of garbage on console, or, you know, back in Destiny 1, it was godly when it first came out, it was broken, you know. The original intention with the gun, of course, you know, cowboy, hip fire, stuff like that, but that's never how the gun really worked. You could just ADS just fine, and you could, when it first came out, you could 2-tap for like 108 damage from 40 meters away, because I think you were supposed to do increased damage from the hip fire, but it was like glitched and it would just work ADS, so it would 2-tap a lot. Now, eventually they kind of kept nerfing it slowly in Destiny 1 and kind of got it where it was, but beginning of Destiny 2, or when it came out in Destiny 2, controller on PC, or controller on console, I don't think it was that good, but on a mouse on PC it was amazing. It was super fun. It was such a good gun to use. It was just crazy. I think some of you guys have seen my last word like mini montage back that I posted maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. The gun was fun to use, and I think they nerfed it one time and then they nerfed it again to where it is now. Now, last word has been my favorite gun throughout Destiny. It always has been. I even have a replica right here that hangs on our wall. Pretty neat. Cylinder comes out. Yeah, cylinder comes out, but didn't get it one take. But yeah, with the last word. So where we're at now with the gun is it is pretty, for the most part, extremely difficult to use on a mouse. Not worth the effort and inside of Destiny. Now, on a controller on a PC, you know, it's just fine. For the most part, last word is not quite a quick play gun because you're just you can still make it work in quick play, but I just don't think you're going to be able to drop.
Let me check something.
I mean, sure you can. There'll be some games, but you just won't be able to drop, you know, 50 kills a game constantly, easily with the last word. You just
yeah, a lot. And if I move,
it's harder to chain kills with, you know, you can do it. Of course, there's some people that can do it and say they do it, but for the most part, majority of the guns are easier in quick play to use than last word. Now, last word's kind of like the ultimate dueling gun, and 1v1s, you know, it's probably the best gun if you can get in the range. On a controller, on in like 3v3 and like trials, you know, last word does, you know, just fine. Grenadier Jake plays with the last word on PC with a controller. You know, he does just fine. But problem with the gun now is it's not that it's garbage with the mouse. I mean, it kind of is, but it requires just too much accuracy, too much actual perfect aim to, you know, hit your shots. Whereas that's fine, that's perfectly fine. But the problem is every single other gun in Destiny has just way too much bullet magnetism, and your hitboxes are big. Like you shoot here, and you shoot here, you get a headshot. Whereas, you know, last word, you have to really narrow in on hitting the headshot, or just you have to really actually aim. And like I said, that's perfectly fine. It's just it's too much effort inside of Destiny, because Destiny is, you know, you just, why put in all the effort whenever you can just run another gun and
when someone's like up close.
shoot over here and get a headshot, you know? That's the biggest problem with the last word now on PC on a mouse, is this. It's just such a high effort gun when every other gun in the game is low effort, and it's not worth using, in my opinion. Like most of the time you see in the first couple clips, if I see someone has the last word, I'll kind of just sit there and, you know, mess with them, because they'll sit there and shoot 8 shots at me, and it's just it's sad, because I love the gun, and you know, that's just how it is. Like they miss 8 shots and just, they're like, wow. It's kind of done a full circle, you know. It was garbage on controller, on PC. It was garbage on controller. Now it's garbage on controller. So it was, you know, controller users get to have their fun with it, whereas mouse users get to have their fun with it for a while. So for the most part, though, in this video, I'm using, I'm going back and forth from a mouse and a controller, and I'm using this new scuff I was sent. It's a pretty little cherry blossom scuff I got designed for paddles. Now, 100%, I've always in the past, regardless of being sent a controller, have always recommended getting an aftermarket controller for a console. It will 100% help you. And I know there's people out there who say otherwise, just play claw, just change the things. I do just fine without it. Sure, okay, but there's for every person that does that, there's 10,000 others that don't. So you could play claw, of course, where you use your index fingers to hit these buttons. But if you've been playing a controller like me, where typical, like this, where you use your thumbs for these buttons, it's kind of tough to change that muscle memory and relearn how to use a controller. Whereas if you get a aftermarket controller which has paddles, you're not relearning, you're just learning, so it's easier to kind of pick up on. And trust me, like it 100% helped me back when I first got it, the Elite controller in Destiny 1. I remember I got my my monitor. It's this BenQ up here. I still use it, but this was just a 60 hertz 1 millisecond monitor that I got back in the day, because I used to play on a 64-inch projection dad TV that would turn off in the middle of gameplay sometimes for me. It was funny during trials, and I was just like, when I first got it, I remember it was like Widow's Core, and I was like, there's mountains in the back of Widow's Core? I can see the blades of grass on the ground? So I was like, the monitor was a huge upgrade, a huge difference. Controller, back when I cared about KD, I remember went from like a 2 to 2.4 after I got an Elite, because it's so much better. Now again, like I said, I recommend getting an aftermarket controller. Consoles, you don't have as much option, but on PC, like, we have all these options. Like, why would you not want to, like, you got this option. I got a wireless Model D I made. I got rid of all my mouses. I got a G903 that I kind of custom ghetto lightweighted. This thing weighs like 80 something grams. Yeah, you have a lot of aftermarket options on a computer, and people get a bunch of different things. Keyboards. Why not? Why stick with the default control? You don't have to. Granted, you only have a few options, but I would try and get one of those options. So, one last thing about the last word is, I know kind of the original, maybe intentional design of the gun was to be a hip fire gun, and I guess that's kind of how it is now. You can't, on a mouse, you can't ADS it. You kind of have to hip fire it. So I guess they kind of dialed it down to that's what the gun was designed to do, hip fire. Personally, I don't like hip firing, but that's a little talk on the last word. It's just, in the video, you'll see I'm using going back and forth from the mouse to a controller against my friend Lionheart, and you can see when I'm using the controller, I catch up on score and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's just a quick little thing on the last word, and I'll see you in the next one. So as always, stay thick.